Have you felt it? That peculiar heaviness that arrives as the year winds down. The house might be quiet, the calendar promising a fresh start, and yet inside there's a noise no one else can hear. It's the voice that whispers at 3 in the morning. You should have called her more often. It's the sting when you see photos of families gathered together, so many more than gather around your table. It's the relentless inner critic reminding you of every misstep, every lost opportunity, every year that passed too quickly. December doesn't just mark time passing. For those of us over 60, it amplifies every unresolved ache we've been carrying. The regrets, the comparisons, the fear that time is running out. But here's what the Buddha understood 2,500 years ago. The loudest suffering is not what happens to us, but the voices we allow to echo endlessly within us. He taught that peace is not found in a noiseless world, but in learning which inner voices to finally silence. Today, we'll walk through 7 voices, 7 patterns of thought that steal your serenity. Not to shame them, but to recognize them with gentle clarity. And then, like releasing a bird from your hand, to let them go. Because the gift of this season and this stage of life is not adding more, it's learning what you can finally set down. 1. Silence the voice of what if. Close your eyes for a moment and notice. What's the one memory that still stings? Maybe it's something you said in anger decades ago. Maybe it's the phone call you never made before they passed. Maybe it's a choice you wish you could undo. For many of us, past 60, the end of the year becomes a mental courtroom where we replay old cases, cross-examining ourselves. What if I had done it differently? What if I'd been kinder, braver, wiser? We live the same regret over and over, like a movie stuck on loop. This isn't just uncomfortable, it's stealing your present. Research from the University of Pittsburgh found that rumination, that repetitive negative thinking, actually strengthens painful neural pathways in older adults. The more you rehearse regret, the deeper it carves into your brain. You're not remembering the past, you're recreating it, moment by painful moment. The Buddha told a story about this very thing. He spoke of 2 arrows. The first arrow is the pain of what happened, the mistake you made, the loss you suffered. That pain is real. But then comes the second arrow, our reaction to the pain, the shame, the endless self-blame, the refusal to let it go. When touched by a feeling of pain, he taught, the uninstructed person sorrows, grieves, laments. He feels 2 pains, physical and mental, just as if they were to shoot a man with an arrow and, right afterward, were to shoot him with another one, so that he would feel the pains of 2 arrows. The first arrow happened years ago, but you, right now, today, are shooting yourself with the second arrow, again and again. The past is not a place you can return to. It's not even a real thing. It's a memory, a mental construct. The Buddha taught Anicca that everything is impermanent, including the person who made that mistake. You are not the same person you were at 30, 40, or 50. Your cells have regenerated. Your understanding has deepened. Why do you hold present you hostage to past you's limitations? I once spoke with a woman named Eleanor, 76, who spent 2 decades carrying guilt over missing her mother's final weeks. She'd been traveling for work, believing there was more time. When her mother passed suddenly, Eleanor built an entire identity around that regret. I'm the daughter who wasn't there, she'd say. At a meditation retreat, the teacher asked her, if your mother were here now, what would she say to you? Eleanor wept. She'd say, stop this, live your life. That moment, that recognition, began her release. Not because the past changed, but because she stopped shooting the second arrow. Here's what research on aging and regret has shown us. Healthy, older adults who learn to let go of regrets actually show different brain patterns than those who ruminate. Studies found that older adults who successfully regulate regret show increased activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, the part of the brain involved in emotional regulation. They literally train their brains to disengage from regretful feelings. But there's something even more important. The same research showed that older adults who remained trapped in regret took greater risks in subsequent decisions, driven by desperation to make up for lost time. They became reactive rather than responsive, anxious rather than wise. The Buddha understood this. He taught that we must learn from the past without being imprisoned by it. There's a difference between reflection and rumination. Reflection says, "What can I learn from this?" Rumination says, "Why did this happen to me?" One opens doors, the other builds walls. Think of your regrets as teachers who have already delivered their lessons. You don't need to keep them on retainer. Thank them for what they taught you about your values, about what matters, about who you want to be. And then, with gratitude, let them go. Here's a practice the Buddha might recognize. Acknowledge once, then close the door. Write down the regret. Read it aloud. Then say, "I did the best I could with what I knew then. I release this now." Burn the paper or bury it, a ritual of letting go. The Buddha said it clearly. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. And there's another practice, one Buddhists call metta, or loving kindness. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, "May I forgive the person I was. May I honor the wisdom I have now." Because the truth is this: regret fixes your eyes backward. Wisdom turns them forward. 2. Silence the comparison thief. You scroll through photos, grandchildren's graduations, friends' holiday gatherings, neighbors' packed dinner tables, and quietly a voice whispers, "Their life is fuller. Their family is closer. They're happier than you." This is the comparison thief. It sneaks in during moments that should be peaceful and steals your joy by measuring your insides against everyone else's outsides. Research shows that social comparison can deeply affect well-being in older adults, especially during holidays when family dynamics are on display. We compare our quiet homes with others' crowded gatherings, our modest celebrations with others' abundance. But here's the trap. You're comparing your full reality, the loneliness, the aches, the private sorrows, with their curated highlight reel. Interestingly, studies on aging have found something unexpected. While younger adults show a strong negativity bias, focusing more on threats and problems, older adults often develop what researchers call the positivity effect. As we age, our brains naturally start to favor positive information over negative. This is the wisdom of years at work. Yet, social comparison can override this natural gift. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we force our minds back into that younger pattern of threat scanning. We sabotage our own brain's movement toward peace. The Buddha taught a practice called mudita, sympathetic joy. It's the ability to genuinely celebrate others' happiness without feeling diminished by it. Instead of thinking, "They have what I lack," you think, "How wonderful that they have this joy." This isn't fake positivity, it's a radical shift in perspective, because when you rejoice in their good fortune, you're not depleting yourself, you're expanding your capacity for joy. You're training your mind to see abundance rather than scarcity, connection rather than competition. In the ancient texts, the Buddha said, "Comparison with others only disturbs the mind." He didn't say comparison is immoral or wrong. He said, "It disturbs you. It robs you of upeksha, that steady inner balance where peace lives." And here's a truth worth sitting with. The people you're comparing yourself to are likely comparing themselves to others too. Everyone is measuring themselves against some imagined standard, some Instagram-filtered fantasy. It's an endless, exhausting game where nobody wins. There's an old story that speaks to this. Two monks were walking to a river. One was young, strong, eager. The other was elderly, slow, weathered. The young monk leapt into the current and swam furiously, trying to race across. He nearly drowned from exhaustion. The old monk walked calmly downstream to a shallow bend. The water carried him gently across. When the young monk asked, "Why didn't you swim like me?" the elder smiled. "I have nothing to prove. The river doesn't care about my speed. I care about arriving intact. Your journey is not theirs. Your pace is sacred." When comparison arises, try this. Immediately list 3 things you're grateful for in your life. They have that, but I have my morning tea, my garden, my quiet. Or practice mudita meditation for just 30 seconds. Think of someone whose happiness you envy. Silently wish, "May their happiness continue. May their joy increase." Notice how this softens the sting. Then reframe with these words, "I am not behind. I am exactly where my life has brought me." And that is enough. 3. Silence the habitual complaint. Notice today, how many times do you complain? About the weather, the traffic, your knees, the news, the cashier who was rude, the government, the way things used to be better. Complaining feels like venting pressure. But what if I told you it's actually building pressure? Rewiring your brain to scan for problems, training your mind to see what's wrong rather than what's still beautiful. Neuroscience confirms this. Repeated complaining strengthens negative neural pathways in the brain. Your brain becomes a complaint-seeking radar. But from a Buddhist perspective, complaining is also a violation of right speech, one of the Buddha's eightfold path. The Buddha taught that speech should be truthful, helpful, kind, timely, and spoken with goodwill. Complaining often fails all 5 tests. It doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't help. It just spreads suffering, first in you, then in everyone who hears it. He said, "Whatever words we utter should be chosen with care, for people will hear them and be influenced by them for good or ill." Think about what happens when you complain. Your body tenses, your breathing becomes shallow, your mind fixates on the problem, and then, because our brains are designed to find patterns, you start noticing more things to complain about. The traffic is worse, the weather is more annoying, the world itself seems to conspire against you. But it's not the world that changed. It's your lens. Words create their own kind of momentum. When you complain, you're planting seeds of dissatisfaction, not in the external world, but in your own mind. Those seeds will grow into more complaints, more bitterness, until your inner garden is choked with weeds. Now, this doesn't mean we pretend problems don't exist. The Buddha never asked us to lie about reality. There's a difference between acknowledging difficulty and dwelling in complaint. One is clarity. The other is clinging. You can say, "My knee hurts today." That's honest. But when you add, "My knee always hurts. Nothing helps. I'm falling apart. Everything is terrible," you've moved from truth into story. You've taken one pain and multiplied it into a narrative of suffering. I met a retired teacher named Dorothy, 71, who realized she'd been complaining daily for decades. When her husband gently pointed it out, she was defensive. "I'm just being honest." But then she tried an experiment. 24 hours without a single voiced complaint. She told me it was excruciating at first. My mouth wanted to criticize everything, but then something shifted. By evening, I noticed things I'd been blind to. The way the light hit the kitchen table, my neighbor's kind wave. Not complaining didn't make problems disappear. It made space for me to see what was still good. Now, years later, Dorothy says, "I'm not a saint. I still get frustrated. But I've learned to pause before I speak. And in that pause, I ask, will these words nourish or poison? Here's a practice. Go one full day without voicing a single complaint. Notice what arises. Can you observe the frustration without speaking it? When you catch a complaint forming, pause, ask, what am I grateful for in this moment, despite this difficulty? The Buddha's reminder is simple. If you cannot improve the silence, do not speak. 4. Silence, the urge to fix everyone. The holidays bring everyone together, and with them, every unresolved worry you carry about their choices. Your daughter's marriage troubles, your son's financial decisions, your grandchild's screen addiction. You see their mistakes clearly. You want to intervene, advise, save them from pain you've already lived through. And yet, when you try, they pull away. They say you're meddling. And you're left with resentment. Why won't they listen? I'm only trying to help. This urge to fix comes from love. But it also comes from anxiety, a belief that if you could just control their choices, you could control their suffering. The hard truth, you cannot live their lives for them. Your worry does not protect them. It only exhausts you. And here's something we rarely admit. Sometimes our need to fix others is really about fixing ourselves. We see their struggles and recognize our own past mistakes. We want to spare them our pain. But in doing so, we're trying to rewrite our own history through them. We're using their lives to heal our regrets. The Buddha understood this deeply. He saw how attachment, even loving attachment, can become a kind of suffering when we try to control the uncontrollable. Here's where many misunderstand Buddhism. The Buddha taught non-attachment, but Western ears often hear detachment, coldness, indifference. No. Non-attachment means, I love you deeply, and I release my need to control your path. The Buddha said, even the Buddha cannot save everyone. Each person must walk their own path to liberation. Even his own son had to choose the Dharma for himself. The Buddha didn't force him. He invited, guided, and then stepped back. This is the balance Buddhists speak of. Upeksha, equanimity, means staying steady while they struggle. Karuna, compassion, means wishing them well without needing to rescue them. You can offer support, but you cannot walk their road. Think of it this way. When you were younger, did you listen to every piece of advice given to you? Did you always take the easy path? Or did you need to learn some lessons the hard way, through your own experience, your own mistakes? Your children, your grandchildren, they need the same gift you had. The freedom to stumble, the dignity of their own journey. There's a teaching story of a father watching his son stumble while learning to walk. The mother rushes to catch the child every time he falls, but the father sits calmly nearby. The mother asks, "Don't you love our son? Why don't you help?" The father replies, "I love him enough to let him learn. If I catch him every time, he will never trust his own legs. My stillness is my gift to him. Try this. Silence the advice unless asked. Your presence is support. Your silence is trust in their capacity. Practice metta for them, but not fixing them. Silently wish. May you find your own way. May you learn what you need to learn. May you be free from suffering by your own hand, not mine. You can write their name on paper, say aloud, I love you. I release you. Your journey is yours. Keep the paper as a reminder. 5. Silence the inner critic. Listen to the voice you use when you talk to yourself. Would you speak to a friend that way? Probably not. You're too slow. You're a burden. You should be more useful. You're too old to matter now. This voice, the inner critic, is often the loudest of all. And at 70, 80, after decades of absorbing society's messages about aging, that critic has a lot of ammunition. Ageism has been internalized. You've spent a lifetime hearing that old equals useless, slow equals worthless. Now, when you look in the mirror or struggle with a task, that internalized voice attacks. But here's the truth. If you spoke to your friends the way you speak to yourself, you'd have no friends left. Research on ageism shows that these negative stereotypes, when internalized, actually affect health outcomes. Older adults who hold negative views about their own aging live on average 7.5 years less than those with positive attitudes. The inner critic isn't just unkind. It's literally shortening your life. The Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Notice, he didn't say others deserve love. He said you, yourself, deserve it equally. This is metta, loving kindness, and it starts with you. Not as selfishness, but as foundation. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That inner critic speaks as if there's a permanent, unchanging you to judge. But the Buddha taught anatta, that there is no fixed self. You are not the sum of your failures. You are a flowing river, constantly changing. The person you were at 30 is not who you are now. Why let an old voice define your present worth? The critic often uses the language of should. You should be stronger. You should be sharper. You should be more independent. But who decided these shoulds? Where did they come from? Often, they're voices we absorbed from parents, from culture, from a society that values productivity over presence, youth over wisdom. The Dharma invites us to question these inherited beliefs, to ask, is this true? Is this kind? Does this serve my liberation or my imprisonment? There's a powerful story of Angulimala, a serial killer who murdered hundreds of people. When he encountered the Buddha, something shifted. The Buddha didn't condemn him. He invited him to walk the path. Angulimala became a monk. But even years later, villagers would throw stones at him, shouting "murderer," and he would weep, consumed by self-hatred. The Buddha told him, "You are not that person anymore. Those actions were done by a mind clouded in delusion. The person who did those things no longer exists. Do not cling to a ghost. If even a murderer could learn self-forgiveness, why can't you forgive yourself for being human?" Here's a practice. Place your hand on your heart. Say aloud, even if it feels awkward, "May I be peaceful. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself exactly as I am. I am aging, and that is a privilege denied to many. I am enough." When the critic speaks, respond, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I no longer need your harshness. I need compassion now." 6. Silence the need for explanations. How many times have you said no this year and then spent 10 minutes justifying it? "I can't come to the party because my knees hurt, and I don't sleep well, and I just don't have the energy, and I hope you understand, and I'm so sorry." Why are you apologizing for protecting your peace? Why do you owe anyone an explanation for honoring your needs? Especially for older adults, there's been a lifetime of conditioning. Be agreeable, don't inconvenience others, put everyone else first. Saying no feels selfish. So you over-explain, seeking permission to have boundaries. But think about what happens when you constantly say yes when you mean no. Resentment builds, energy drains. And ironically, the help you offer from a depleted place is never as genuine, never as effective as the help offered from a place of fullness. In Buddhism, energy is not just physical stamina, it's spiritual fuel. Your attention, your time, your vitality, these are what allow you to practice the Dharma, to cultivate peace, to offer genuine compassion. When you drain yourself through overcommitment or guilt-driven obligations, you're not serving others. You're depleting the very resource that would allow you to serve with joy. Right effort, part of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, means directing energy wisely, cultivating wholesome states, releasing unwholesome ones. It does not mean doing everything everyone asks. The Buddha himself withdrew from crowds to meditate. He protected his inner reserves. He understood that sustainable compassion requires boundaries. You cannot be of genuine service if you're running on empty. This isn't selfishness. This is wisdom. Think of it this way. On an airplane, they tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. Why? Because if you pass out trying to help someone else first, now there are two people in trouble instead of one. The same principle applies to your energy, your time, your peace. There's a teaching about a monk beloved in his village. People constantly sought his counsel. One day, a villager arrived at his hut demanding immediate advice. The monk quietly said, "I cannot help you now. I am resting." The villager was offended. "But you're a monk. Isn't it your duty to serve?" The monk replied, "If I empty my lamp of oil to light your path tonight, there will be no light left for anyone tomorrow. I am not refusing you. I am preserving what I have to give." Boundaries are not walls. They are the containers that keep your light from scattering into nothing. Try this. No is a complete sentence. Practice saying it without justification. "Thank you for thinking of me, but I won't be able to make it." Stop there. Write on a card, "I do not owe anyone an explanation for protecting my peace." Read it when guilt arises. Each week, list what drained you and what nourished you. Adjust accordingly. This is wise discernment, not selfishness. 7. Silence the fear of running out of time. It arrives at year's end, doesn't it? That cold whisper, "Another year gone. How many do I have left? 5, 10, 1. You look at the calendar flipping to a new year, and instead of hope, you feel panic. The ticking clock, the finite days, the things you haven't done, the time you've wasted, and the fear that it's all running out. Fear of the future destroys the present. You're so consumed with not having enough time that you're not actually living the time you have. This is the cruelest irony. Anxiety about death prevents you from being alive. The Buddha's very first teaching after enlightenment was about impermanence, anicca. Everything changes, everything ends, your body, your relationships, your very life, all temporary. Western culture hears this as depressing, but the Buddha meant it as liberating. When you deeply accept that nothing lasts forever, you stop taking it for granted. You stop wasting today worrying about tomorrow. He said, "The trouble is, you think you have time. This isn't meant to frighten you. It's meant to wake you up. Because when you truly understand that your days are numbered, you stop spending them on things that don't matter. The petty arguments fall away. The need for approval dissolves. What remains is what's real. Love, presence, kindness, truth. There's a Buddhist practice called maranasati, death mindfulness. It asks you to meditate on death, not to be morbid, but to clarify what matters. When you hold your mortality gently in awareness, trivial concerns fall away. Petty grudges dissolve. You become more present, more grateful, more free. It's not that death becomes less real, it's that life becomes more vivid. Colors seem brighter, ordinary moments shimmer with significance. A conversation with a friend becomes precious. A quiet morning with tea becomes sacred. This is what the Buddha understood. Impermanence is not the enemy of joy, it's the source of it. If flowers bloomed forever, would we stop to admire them? If people lived eternally, would we cherish our time together? It's the very fragility of life that makes it beautiful. Monks recite the 5 remembrances daily. I am subject to aging. There is no way to escape it. I am subject to illness. There is no way to escape it. I am subject to death. There is no way to escape it. All that is dear to me will become separated from me. My actions are my only true belongings. To Western ears, this sounds grim, but to those who practice it, it's profoundly peaceful. It's saying, stop pretending you're immortal. You're not, so live accordingly. I once spoke with a hospice nurse named Margaret, 68, who'd sat with hundreds of dying people. She told me, the ones who were most afraid of death were the ones who hadn't really lived. They were terrified because they felt they'd missed their chance. But the ones who'd lived fully, who'd loved deeply, forgiven freely, said what needed, saying, they went peacefully, not because death wasn't sad, but because they knew they'd actually been here. That insight changed her life. She stopped waiting. She stopped postponing joy. Every morning she asks, if this were my last day, would I waste it worrying about next year? Here's your practice. Each morning, place your hand on your heart and say, I am alive today. This is not guaranteed tomorrow. What truly matters right now? When fear arises, bring attention to breath. I am here. I am breathing. I am alive in this moment, not in the future I fear. And practice gratitude for impermanence, because nothing lasts, everything is precious. Because this moment will pass, I will not take it for granted. Closing, the quiet that remains. So here we are, the end of another year approaching, and perhaps the beginning of a quieter mind. We've walked through 7 voices together. The regret that replays the past, the comparison that steals your joy, the complaint that poisons your present, the urge to fix what isn't yours to fix, the critic who attacks from within, the guilt that demands explanations, and the fear that time is running out. 7 voices. But here's the beautiful truth the Buddha knew. You don't have to silence all 7 today. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness, about noticing which voice is loudest in your heart right now. Maybe it's regret. Maybe it's comparison. Maybe it's the fear of mortality creeping in as another year dissolves. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from clinging to the past, clinging to the illusion that others' lives diminish yours, clinging to fear of what hasn't happened yet. And liberation? Liberation comes from the simple, sacred act of letting go. As this year dissolves, remember, peace does not come from silencing the world. It comes from silencing the voices that disturb your heart. You are not your regrets. You are not your comparisons. You are not running out of time. You are alive, right now, in this breath. And that is the only moment that has ever been real. If this reflection spoke to something in you, I invite you to do one small thing. Choose just one voice to begin releasing, not all 7, just one. And share in the comments below, which voice are you ready to silence? Is it the past, the comparison, the fear? Sometimes simply naming what we're releasing is the first step to freedom. And if you'd like to continue this journey, if you'd like more Buddhist wisdom for navigating life's later chapters with peace and dignity, I invite you to subscribe. This community is a sangha, a gathering of fellow travelers walking the path together. May your new year begin not with noise, but with the quiet clarity of a mind at rest. May you know, deep in your bones, that you are exactly where you need to be. And may you finally, gently, give yourself permission to let go. The Buddha's last words were, "All conditioned things are impermanent. Work out your liberation with diligence. This year is ending. Let it go. The new year is coming. Greet it with an open hand, not a clenched fist. Peace is already here. You've just been too loud to hear it. So silence the voices and listen."